Hello everyone, welcome to this new video from moonwatchfr, today with a new format. Because we are not only going to talk about watches, we are also going to talk about knives, more specifically folding knives. Yes, several of us enthusiasts share several common passions, namely watchmaking and cutlery, especially folding knives like the opinel, those knives we always have with us. And it's true that I am one of those people. That is to say, in the morning when I get up, I do two things. I put on a watch and choose a knife that I will put in my pocket, a knife that will accompany me throughout the day for eating, opening packages containing my new watches, cutting paper, in short, for doing lots of little everyday things. So I know that it's a particular format that won't necessarily appeal to everyone. Before starting, I want to clarify that in France it is clearly forbidden to carry a bladed weapon in the street. However, it's true that there are certain tolerances. If you go mushroom picking, if you go for a walk in the woods, if you go camping, obviously a folding knife is something usual. And generally there is a certain tolerance regarding that. This video format will be much less formal than my watch reviews. Here, I just want to talk to you about my habits, the association I make between a watch and a knife. Because I have my little quirks, and generally I choose a certain knife when I wear a particular watch. In short, it's going to be something quite casual, as they say. If you like this format, let me know in the comments. If you don't like this format because knives don't interest you at all, obviously you just need to stop the video. I won't hold it against you. No hard feelings. And I suggest we start right away. As you know, I am a big fan of Casio and I collect Casio MRGs. One of my favorite watches is the MRG B5000, which is based on a square design. And it has a titanium cobarium alloy, which makes it a truly incredible watch with a comfort level rarely matched. And most of the time, when I wear this Casio MRG B5000, in this silver version, I carry a small blade in my pocket. Real, steel, the G-frame model in titanium version. So, this knife, which was designed by Ostap, a famous blade designer, is a knife that measures a little less than 20 centimeters, which I greatly appreciate. The texture of the titanium, quite cold titanium, and also the fact that it's rather light, since here we have a knife that weighs a little less than 75 grams. I find it pairs perfectly with the titanium of the MRG B5000, even if it's not exactly the same shade, the titanium of the MRG being lighter, the cobarium being lighter than the titanium of this knife. So if you're not necessarily familiar with folding knives, know that the locking and safety system that prevents the blade from closing on your fingers is of the fram lock type. That means it's this part of the handle that will come to block the blade. So to unlock it, it's simple. You just need to press and you'll be able to retract the blade. The opening system is also a feature that I really appreciate on this G-frame, as it's a flipper that allows the blade to come out relatively quickly, especially when you're carrying the knife and using it with one hand. I'll show you again the front flipper, something relatively pleasant when opening. Another feature of this small folding knife that I really like is its pocket clip. Deep carry pocket clip, meaning that when it's in the pocket, the knife doesn't stick out. It's really a discreet carry, which allows you to have it with you daily, although I remind you, it's not something that's allowed in France. If you're in the countryside like me, obviously, this knife will be perfect for making your toast in the morning or for doing a bit of tinkering in the garden. It's true that this titanium handle is quite shock resistant, which is also one of the features that makes me love it a lot. Regarding the blade, we're not dealing with space grade steel. Here we're dealing with N690, which is a mid-range steel. Let's say it's a steel that holds its edge relatively well, so I don't sharpen my knives every day. But as you can see, the cut is just impeccable. This real steel G frame really has a very portable shape. I find, and that's why I pair it most of the time, with a G-Shock or with a diver's watch, especially with this B5000, because it's roughly the same philosophy, but meaning something very versatile and quite discreet. Here, we have a knife that costs a little less than 100 euros. So it's both expensive for someone who isn't particularly interested in folding knives, but it's also affordable for someone who collects them. So we're somewhat in between, much like the philosophy of G-Shock, even though with the MRG we're in the premium segment of the brand. I agree with you. So there you go, friends. I know this new format is a bit different from what I usually do. Here we're slightly diverging from watchmaking, but it's a good complement, meaning these are two items I wear daily, which almost never leave me. Leave me a comment. If you like this format, if you want me to show you other blades from my collection. Here we were looking at a relatively accessible model. I have more premium models and I also have even more accessible models, including the famous Swiss knives. In fact, that's probably the next one I'll show you. Also, leave me a comment if you own folding knives, and if, like me, you're a fan of having a blade in your pocket, which is used to spread on your sandwiches, to cut your sausage, and to open your various boxes containing your precious watches. For those who would like information on this Real Steel G-frame, I'll put the brand's link in the description. Real Steel is a manufacturer that makes good products. Here we have something reliable, of very good quality and at affordable prices. So I'll put the link in the description. It's not an affiliate link at all. I'm a customer of the brand just as I am with watches. So there you go. Feel free to take a look. They have many models, smaller, larger. There's really something for everyone in all colors with all materials. With that, I'll see you soon in another video. Bye, family.